Hi students, in the previous classes we have learnt about what is matter and how the matter is made up of. Now in this class we have learnt about characteristics of particles of matter. What are the, we know matter is made up of particles. What are the important characteristics of particles of matter? We know the particles of matter are very small. Can you say by observing, by mere observation or by observing with any device, the particles of matter are very small? No, we can easily express with some activity. Okay, the very small size of these particles of matter can be shown by performing the activity experiment using potassium permanganate and water. For this activity, take 5 beakers, identical beakers, 100 milliliters of 5 beakers. Okay, and in one beaker take 100 milliliters of water, and in the remaining 4 beakers 90 milliliters of water. That means first beaker 100 milliliters, and the remaining 4 beakers 90 milliliters of water is taken. And take some potassium permanganate crystals, 2 to 3 potassium permanganate crystals. These potassium permanganate crystals are in which color? Violet in color. Add these 2 to 3 small potassium permanganate crystals to 100 milliliters water and stir well with a glass rod. Okay, then the water changes into violet color. Okay, that means in this true solution is formed, that is aqueous solution of potassium permanganate which is violet in color. And take a test tube, 10 milliliters of this solution is taken from the first beaker and add to the second beaker which contains 90 milliliters of water, and again from second beaker 90 milliliters of water is taken, add to it to the third beaker. Okay, if we go on performing like this, okay, in all these we observed water, we observed colored solution. Okay, but the final beaker also attains some color, but the intensity of the color is low comparatively to the first beaker. What does it indicate? That means in the first beaker we add 2 to 3 crystals. Okay, this small amount of potassium permanganate contains large number of particles. Due to that large number of particles, the intensity of the color is high. Okay, if we add 10 milliliters of the solution to second beaker, that means the number decreases. If you go on adding like this, the number of particles, its number decreases. That's why the color fades out. Still the final beaker is also colored, but the intensity of the color is low comparatively to the first beaker. What does it indicate? This shows, okay, the small amount of matter contains large number of particles. If we go on adding like this, that number of the particles decreases. That's why the last beaker also still colored. This shows that particles of matter are very small. Okay, and the second characteristic property of the particles of matter are, okay, these between these particles of matter, what is there? Spaces are there. How can you prove that there is space between these particles of matter? Simply for this, take some water in a beaker, add a small amount of sugar or salt, common salt, to the first beaker, and observe the water level. First, whenever we take water in the beaker, okay, mark the surface level with a marker or a pen. Add a spoon or some sugar or salt, stir well with a glass rod. Again observe the surface level of water. Is there any rise in the volume of that water? No. The surface level of water remains at the same mark. Why? How it is happen? That means even we add small amount of sugar, but there is no rise in volume. What does it indicate? What is happened here? That means this spoon of sugar or sodium chloride contains large number of particles. We know already this particle size is very small, and between the water particles there is a space. These particles of salt or sugar enter into the space between the particles of matter. That's why there is no rise in the water level. Okay, simply this activity shows there is space between the particles of matter. Okay, not only the particles of liquid, that means a water, there is no space. Between any particles of matter there is a space, but this space is different in different states of matter. Okay, how this space is different in different states of matter, in next classes we will learn. Okay, another characteristic property of matter is the particles of matter are moving continuously and constantly. Already we have learnt that every matter, that means the particles of every matter, means that may be solid matter or liquid matter or gaseous matter, every matter is accompanied with some energy. That means always the particles of matter are moving continuously and constantly. Already we have learnt that diffusion, how the diffusion takes place. We know this diffusion is possible only when the particles of matter moving continuously. Okay, that means whenever they are moving continuously, that's why one state of one type of matter intermixes with the other type of matter. Okay, due to this constant motion. Then whenever they are in motion, that is which type of motion? That may be linear motion or vibratory motion, whatever may be the type of motion, but that particles are in motion. When they are in motion, that means they possess some energy. Okay, that is say kinetic energy, that is kinetic energy. Okay, that means the particles of every matter is accompanied with some energy. That energy is called as internal energy or intrinsic energy or heat content. Okay, due to this energy, the particles of matter are moving constantly and continuously, and they move in different direction. Not only in this, not all the particles doesn't move in the same direction. Observe in this diagram, small circles are there that indicates the particles of matter, and that arrow indicates the direction of motion of the particles. Okay, is the direction of any motion of any two particles is same? No. That means the particles move in different directions in straight lines. This type of motion is called as random motion. Okay, due to this motion, the particles are diffused. The particles are diffused. Next, another characteristic property of matter, or that is the particles of matter attract with each other. Okay, that means there is some force of attraction between the particles of matter. How can you show that there is a force of attraction between these particles of matter? For example, if you take just open a water tap, the water comes out just like jet force. Okay, can you break the stream of water? If you place your hand or fingers in that stream of water, okay, that stream of water are broken momentarily. That means whenever you place your hand, or at that moment only, we break that stream. If we remove your hand, again that stream of water continues. Simply that is due to the attraction force between the particles of matter. Okay, that means between the particles of matter in any matter there is some attraction, but this force of attraction is not same in all the states of matter. This force of attraction which exists between the particles of matter, that is called as cohesion. This force of attraction is different in the different particles of different kinds of matter. For example, take an iron nail. Can you break an iron nail easily? No. Why? Okay, that means a large amount of force is needed. That means whenever you beat with a large hammer or with a that cutter, then only you can break. But with our hands we can't break that iron nail. Why? Between the particles of this iron, a stronger attraction force is there. Okay, next, take a chalk piece. We can break the chalk piece, but to break the chalk piece we have to apply some force. Okay, whenever you apply some force, that force overcomes the attraction between the particles, then only it broke into pieces. Okay, and all these activities show that there is attraction between the particles of matter. And if we take a rubber band, okay, if it strikes the rubber band, what happens? That means it is elongated, its size increases. If we remove the force, again it regains its original position. That means that is also due to the force of attraction between the particles of matter. That means all these activities show there is attraction between the particles of matter, but this attraction is not same in all the types of matter. Okay, that means today what we have learned, what is matter, how this matter is made up of, and what are the important characteristics of particles of this matter. Okay, while students, while we are going through these video classes, okay, open your textbook and running notes and observe line to line in your textbook and note every important in the running notes. Okay, this is very important. Okay, thank you.